Well, good morning, everyone. How are you all doing? Why are you an hour late? I'm not an hour late. I'm right on time. Well, relatively. I was only 3 minutes in. I was only about 16 minutes late, which isn't great, but I'm here. Um, Daylight savings time ended, so that's a thing. Greetings, Eli. Hello, Doomsday. And yes, as my starting screen there says, new picks. I have taken a series of new picks. They're not free. They're not up for anybody to see just yet. But, you know, there you go. So, ooh, such spice. Looking at the pictures that I took. Such lovely, lovely spice. Man, the coffee is just so different when I make it in the drip pot. It's not necessarily bad, but it really lacks that punchy flavor. My word. So, how was the weekend for you all? Good, I hope. Hello, Zeta. Greetings. Welcome to the stream. It's nice to see you. Extremely hot. I forget, Eli. Are you in the southern hemisphere? I can't remember. Were you just close to the equator? I can't remember. This weekend you had pizza from Domino's. Man. Domino's is the only large scale chain that I can still go to and get a half decent pizza from. Yes. Okay. Well, that explains why it's so. That explains the temperature for me, and what you're dealing with. So, meanwhile, it's just been insanely wet here. Insanely wet. I am enjoying looking at the weather prediction for the next 10 days on my phone though, because it's just talking about never getting out of the 60s, which is so satisfying. It's so good. I'm so sick of the heat. As for the weekend, it was meh, but today I also streamed Minecraft trying to make a pure vanilla cookie factory. Wow. Pizza Hut went downhill. Yeah, Pizza Hut. In my opinion, Pizza Hut had the better pizza for a long time there. Um, if we're talking about a really long time, back when I was in high school, that was whenever Little Caesars introduced the hot and ready thing. Where you go in, you pay $5 and you get a pizza instantaneously because they make a bunch and they keep them under a heat lamp. In my opinion, Pizza Hut was Little Caesars was the best until they started to do that. Then their pizza just went to trash. And for a long time after that, it was Pizza Hut where it was at. But now it's just not great. you know? Little cheese, really lacking on it's exceedingly oily or greasy, you know? Not enough cheese. I think we've had a couple of experiences where it's like, "Oh my god, the toppings are I think they put spoiled toppings on this thing." Oh, you don't want the food. You want up in my lap. Well, no. I'm still eating my breakfast and I can't do that with you in my lap. I'm sorry. The ratchet wants a cuddle so badly right now. Most pizza chains have lost their quality. That's just it. Like we have as you would naturally expect, there are also regional chains of pizza restaurants where it's like, oh, well, if you go in if you go to the West Coast, you know, you'll get like California Pizza Kitchen, and you won't really get that on the East Coast or in the Midwest or anything like that. So there are regional pizza chains still around that they can have higher quality because they're not as big. So the regional ones around here are still pretty good. There's one right down the road that I much prefer. But man, and it's only about $7 for a large pizza with one topping, you know? So that's a pretty good deal. That's a pretty good deal in my opinion. Domino's is semi decent. I still like their white sauce chicken pizza. Yes, Cortex, you're on to something there. The white sauce chicken pizzas that they make at Domino's are still pretty good. And you're right, they're semi decent. Semi decent. They're not great, but they're still like pulling through, which is saying something because previously I would never touch Domino's pizza because it was disgusting. It was the lowest of the low, and I don't know if everything else has just fallen that much or Domino's has gotten better, you know. So if they've elevated, watered down sauce, lack of cheese, and the dough was almost not cooked. That was 2012. Oof. We have a franchise here called Pizza Perfect, and they make pizza the right way in a stone oven. We had a local place that we were going to during the pandemic, and man, I don't know what happened to them. They were pretty good, um, and then something happened to their pizza, and they've closed up. Like they entirely closed up shop. They moved out of their space, and now it's been bought by another business. So Hungry Howie's was all right, but the last few times we've been was just bad. Man, I don't think I've ever heard of Hungry Howie's. Excuse me, I'm eating eggs. Ratchet, if it's not your food, then I can't help you. I can't do kitties on lap right now. Last time I had good Pizza Hut was in 2006. My God, that is a long time ago. That was when I graduated high school. The local pizza place called Gio's is amazing. Thick crust, crunchy crust, thick on the sauce and seasoning, and the cheese. Oh lord, the cheese! It flows off the crust with how much they put on. There's nothing like some food discussions at the start of the stream, right? Can't tell if I'm hearing rain outside or not. About 17 bucks for an extra large. That's not bad. It's not terrible. All right, that was my last egg. I can eat my bread much easier without having to rely on the fork. So, shall we hop into some Minecraft here? Oh dear. I appear to have muted the game at some point. Oh, no, I just turned all the sound down right here. Okay. And should probably bring up the music player because we don't want to sit in utter silence, right? Ratchet is standing at the edge of my desk, just giving me the stare. And just like my game, log in and it's freaking nighttime. Oh, wee. All right. I don't have a problem with the fact that we're playing Minecraft, okay? Not a problem at all. But we are going to be listening to the soundtrack to Vintage Story, which is going to make me want to play Vintage Story instead. But I'm not ready to play Vintage Story just on my own or anything, you know? Put the star on the stream on the lap. Oh, put the star of the stream on the lap. Well, he's walked out of my office now. So... it's time for the least interesting and entertaining thing that I could possibly do ever for you guys, and that's just going to be chopping down a bunch of oak trees. Can I get you without... No, you continue to go up, so... Oh, man. Like, I'm not gonna lie, some of the best fun... We still on the topic of pizza? Yeah, sure, you can still talk about pizza. I'm gonna say something about Vintage Story right now, which is the fact that that is a game which I find exceedingly compelling, but also like, man, the prospect of playing a game that you've enjoyed with other people for the first time in a long time, man, there's a special type of good to that, where it's like everybody's like having this kind of respect for one another, where it's like, okay, well, let's all try to like play the game at the same time, because that makes it better, right? We don't have and that was something that we were, you know, going on about whenever we were playing Vintage Story on the weekend. It was like, yeah, this is a good experience, and what's great about it is that we really do need to stick together because of the level of complexity that that the game has. Because like we need one another in order to survive. Like someone's got to specialize in hunting, someone else needs to, do the smithing, someone else needs to focus on the mining, in order for it to work. And you're gonna suffer if you don't have that unification of power. Man. So like having that whole experience where it's like, oh yeah, we kind of have to work together, is there's something real nice and satisfying about it, Howie's has some semi-decent stuff like Hawaiian pizza and their deep dishes, but the last few times we got it, the dough was just all undercooked and just so lackluster. Now, here's the thing. How do you determine when a business, the quality of their product has dropped enough for you to be like, I don't think that I'm going back, Because for me, it tends to be a situation of like, I don't come here that often, and now it's really not all that great. So I think what was not often is now going to become rare. It's like, I don't think I'm going to be in a situation where I never want to come back again, but you've definitely kicked down to a place that like I am absolutely demoting to like it's like, okay, the only reason I don't come here very often is because it's either a trip or it's quite it's a bit of a drive, or it's kind of expensive or something like that. Or maybe I just don't have I don't feel like it, I don't have that vibe of like, oh, I want that type of food. And if the quality of your product goes down, I start to second guess that idea every single time. It's like, oh, maybe we should do, maybe we should go here. And it's like, okay, well now that I like it doesn't even get past that first thought. When you have a good product, it's like the first thought comes down to, do I have the time and the money to go there, Because if I'm thinking of the place, I probably want to go there. And if the quality of the product starts to go down, it's like, okay, well now I had the thought, I want it, but I'm remembering a different version of it. Are they still good? I have to have this second guess. It's like, yeah, but what if they're still bad? Am I gonna be? Is that gonna put me in a bad mood for the day? Like, I'm gonna be off color because, well, I was expecting something better, and I've had better from this place, but now it's not better. So, when it makes you absolutely sick, that's your standard? Wow, man. Probably when they managed to screw up the food order maybe like 4 to 5 times. You guys are a lot less picky than me. There was a local ramen restaurant. Best ramen restaurant in the city, okay? And the quality of their ramen changed. So, the pandemic happens and we're like, oh, we gotta, like, we can't go, and we don't really know whether or not it's worth it to, like, go get ramen when, we can't go sit in the restaurant and everything because we were in the middle of lockdowns. But they were doing that, whole takeout thing, and it was like, well, I don't know. I think we did it twice, the whole takeout thing. And I think we're kind of... It's a long drive to get out there, and it's a long drive to come back with the food, and then like we have to get out on our own bowls and put everything together in those bowls, So, I think we were under the impression that the quality of the ramen was mostly being influenced by the fact that we had to do this long drive out to get the stuff, and then we had to do this long drive back Like it was a long trip both ways, you know. So it was like, okay, well, it must be the fact that like technically it's a little bit, it's not necessarily cold, but it's not as hot as it should be. Whenever we're finally able to eat it, etc. But then, you know, like time went on and we were finally like, okay, we're comfortable going back inside of the restaurant now. And when we did that, we were like, this isn't good. This is as bad as the stuff that we're dragging home whenever we were coming out and grabbing a takeaway version. What the hell is going on? And yeah, I think we did it twice. I think we went and we sat down at the restaurant twice. And after we did it twice, we were like, no, like the ramen has changed. Frankly, it's disgusting now. It's flavorless. It's just greasy. This is not good. And that was what did it for us. And it was such a unique circumstance. I want to say that we ate 5 or 6 times with them. And that's what took it, what it took for us to be like, oh man, it's not worth it anymore. Meanwhile, our favorite Euro restaurant, we, I think we learned from the ramen experience. And our favorite Euro restaurant, they had a similar thing happen with the pandemic and everything. And then when we realized that, oh no, their food it's changed. I think we went maybe twice before we were like, oh no, they're not worth it anymore. They're not worth it. And now we've like shifted over to the second best option, which is now the best option in the city. So the other part of it is that like this ramen was freaking gourmet, man. It was insanely good. And that meant that it came with a particular price tag. And that price tag hasn't changed, you know. It's the exact same price tag. So that makes the decision easier as well. Once whenever the price tag is up, you know, it's like, oh yeah, like yeah, you're paying for this, man. This is no cheap. This isn't a cheap party. You're and it's like it makes sense if it's like you're eating something gourmet, but that's not what we were getting anymore. They kept the price tag. They clearly dropped the quality of the food. So what are you supposed to do? Keep paying the same price for something that's lesser, or just say that you're done, move on? We still lament the fact that we lost that ramen restaurant. That we're no longer going to get that amazing ramen ever again. I think that is actually despawning. So it all looks good. How about an old-timey radio host? Nifty, what are you doing in my chat telling me to be an old-timey radio host? What the hell you think you're doing? Old-timey radio host. Jeez. How old-timey are we talking here? Like 1920s? Is Vintage Story free, and where can I get it? Vintage Story is about $20, I think. You can find it on their website. You can also find it on itch.io. The devs have specifically chosen to not like put it up on any of the major game launchers because they're trying to keep it out of like mass awareness until they feel that the game is more finished. Not that I think that what they have is a bad experience. I think a lot of what they have already is pretty good. But it is an early access game. So. Fallout radio host. Gotta be Mr. New Vegas. That's the one I thought of, Eli. So, wait, like, there's more than one Fallout radio host. Are we talking about Three Dog, or are we talking about Mr. New Vegas, Nipty? You need to be a little bit more clarity. Man, I'm all full up on this stuff already. Mr. New Vegas. Okay, so I just want to point something out. Very simply. Mr. New Vegas is not an old-timey radio host. And you know why? Mr. New Vegas is the actual radio DJ from Las Vegas, Nevada. He is an actual long-time radio DJ, not from like the 1920s or anything. Wait, what constitutes old-timey? Is 1970s old-timey? Are we at that point in history? I mean, he's old, he's timely, and a radio host. Oh boy. Where has life led me? I cannot stomach it. Let's see. I'm lucky I haven't gotten sick from eating out before. Man, getting sick from eating out, I think my worst experience was popcorn chicken from Kentucky Fried Chicken. That was some of the worst sick I've ever gotten. I think I was about 13 when it happened. I remember camping next to the toilet, just sitting on the floor of the bathroom in pain, and just I couldn't be away from the toilet. It was, oh boy, should have described better. Sorry. That's not a problem. There's gotta be, I gotta suss out some details, man. I was thinking like the radio host reporting about the Hindenburg. Yes, Doomsday. That's exactly what went through my time. Well, today, folks, we found out that the Hindenburg went up like a big old candlestick. It was like a firework on the 4th of July. Like that is an old-time radio host to me, right? That's the one I was getting to. Okay, because that's like a 1920s radio host in my opinion. All right, I'll do that for you. And I'm going right back inside to sleep off the storm. I am not paid enough for that shit. Now, hopefully, it hit the wonderful little things on the roof of the facility called the lightning rods. And if they didn't, well, there's going to be a forest fire that I have to contend with. You remember Mr. New Vegas being that way, but it's been ages since you last played. Well, that's not at all what Mr. New Vegas sounds like. He talks a little bit like this, in the low and gravelly voice. But that's not what you're looking for, so this is what you're getting instead. I aim to please. Now, Chad, I know that you're not made of money or nothing. But I do actually have something to tell you about. I have new photos ready to go. Well, not ready to go just yet. I took these saucy pics the other day. See? And now, all I have to do is select the ones that are worth publishing. But that doesn't mean that we can't get the ball rolling on whether or not you want to see them next. I haven't had KFC in a good hot minute. I like Popeyes better. For us over here, it's mostly Church's. Church's Chicken is the way to go. And also, we can do another franchise called Golden Chick. Something about the chicken tenders from them is particularly delectable. In my opinion, the burgers that they, the chicken burgers that they sell over at Church's are pretty damn good. Haven't had Church's in an even hotter minute. Well, you see, we weren't able to go to Church's very often. There was no location near us, and then they went and they built one immediately across the street from us. So we said, to hell with it. It's nearby and it's cheap. Why not have more of it? That's how they get you. And it'll be interesting to see. They're working on some other lots around us that have been abandoned or empty for a long time. And now we're very curious what's going to move in. They've started to lay ground for all sorts of new things around us. And heavens knows, if it turns out to be fast food, then my waistline is going to pay. Let me tell you, chat. I got a very unique problem. I'm attempting to try many different whiskeys at this point. It is a slow process because I do not want to drink too much alcohol. I found an amazing good whiskey, and I went through the whole bottle, and then I had to buy another one. So I tried another whiskey that I thought would be amazing and good. It tastes like paint stripper. It tastes like bleach from underneath the kitchen sink. It tastes like the cleanser that you use to clean up after you make a massive blood spill on the countertop at a butcher. It is not a pleasant taste whatsoever, and I overpaid for the bottle. It is one of the most disappointing things that I've had to deal with in recent memory. I just checked the Vintage Story website, and I like the fair and independent section listing. No software patents. I feel like this is a jab to certain bigger game studios. It reminds me of the game Hytale, which is still, to this day, vaporware. Which was specifically started as a project because Mojang decided to do something in regards to how you can run a server that prevents you from implementing certain quality of life changes. Quality of life? No, it was they built the Hypixel server. Yes, it was the Hypixel server. It used to be possible to do multiplayer things, and you could do microtransactions on the Hypixel server. And then Mojang changed their terms of service so that it's not legal for you to build a you can't charge for anything on your server. No microtransactions were available. That was the rule, I believe. Still curious whether or not we'll ever see Hytale. I feel like Hytale is supposed to be the alternative, one of the alternatives to Minecraft that should have materialized more than 5 years ago, but never did. I'll be interested to see whether or not it ever actually comes out. Because it still looks quite interesting, and they are still updating the developer log. Hytale was bought out by Riot Games, if I recall right, and that makes my skin crawl. Yes, same. I have no earthly idea what the future of it will be. Riot Games is not necessarily the most healthy of, companies to purchase out any type of a game. It's a little bit like finding out that your favorite franchise was bought by Activision or EA. Not that Activision is the one buying anybody out at this point. It's all Microsoft. I thought the alternative was Cube World. Cube World is still around. The developer is actively working on trying to make a new version of the game in the Unreal Engine. And it's still possible for you to reach out and grab the game on Steam and enjoy the old alpha build, which, in my opinion, is far superior to the full release version. Cube World was a very fun and unique little experiment that I feel fully leaned in on the adventure aspect of the voxel driven mania that we were all experiencing once upon a time. So Hypixel on Minecraft is no longer around? I have no earthly idea. It could still be hanging around and going on strong. What I know is that the game Hytale was originally begun because the people who did the Hypixel server were not happy about changes to the rules about how you run a server under the terms of service for Mojang. Oh, hey. My timer expired. Cool. So that was 10 minutes of old-timey radio host for you. I remember when the first copies of the game were shared to content creators. I was lucky to get one and spent 24/7 in it, having so much fun. I mean, for as bare bones as the game was, and not... It wasn't particularly well balanced either. It was still amazing what Wole managed to create, you know? Whew. Noon already, man. Was it the same brand as the first bottle? No, no. The liquor bottle that I purchased that was really good was Irish whiskey. It was single malt. The second bottle was sitting nearby on the shelf. It was actually more expensive than the last one. And despite being not all that great, like, it's got a really pretty bottle. I think that's what I thought. That was one of the things that got me. But the good stuff was Irish. Irish single malt whiskey. This other stuff, it's Scottish whiskey. And my God, is it not good. I'm getting real close to finishing off some of these stacks. Agreed, it had so much potential back then, but then the whole thing got cut so much on release that all the fun was gone. I am hoping Wole makes it better now. I do understand it getting too big too early and getting too out of hand. Yeah, I've seen the way that a lot of games can just, you know, like, they blow up, they go viral, and everybody wants it and everybody's expecting it to be, you know, like the next amazing thing. And I think what happened with Wole and Cube World is an example and an expression of someone who doesn't know or doesn't have the gumption, the wherewithal, however you want to phrase it. They don't know how to switch from being a game developer to being a developer, to being a boss, somebody who has to run a company and hire a bunch of people on, because you just got lightning in a bottle, man. You cannot develop this game entirely on your own. You need help. And it's got to happen here. It's got to happen now, because all of the energy and the excitement is here and now. You can't delay that. You can't prevent it. You have to go for it now. And you may not even have the money to hire people on, but that's the type of situation where it's like, no, I need a business loan, you know? I need a business loan. I need people to do job. And that's the situation where it's like, you know, you've done development for, you know, like a handful of years, and you know Joe, and you know Joe, you know Jack, you know you know, Riley, and it's like you call them up and it's like, hey man, I got a thing that's happening and I think I need help and I need you to be part of it with me. And that's more or less the way that those things happen. And if you don't have the people to rely on for that type of stuff, then you're not going to take off. And that is a scary moment. That is a wildly scary moment, because that is what you call a leap of faith. That is when you realize that things need to change. And you don't have the resources to make something happen right now, but you know that the energy is present. So you have to make that leap of faith, say, I'm going to go into debt because I'm convinced that I've got what it needs to bridge this gap, you know, to get to the other side of a canyon, which getting to the other side of it is just flat out impossible throughout my entire life. The very idea of it, I've never even understood how you get to the other side. And I think there are a lot of people who reach that canyon at some point in their life. Not as many people as it would be great to experience this opportunity, but there are plenty of people who reach that moment where they have to make that leap of faith and they don't do it. I think that I'm one of those people, in all honesty. I think I've had opportunities to make a leap of faith in the past, and I'm just like, I don't have the money for that. What am I going to do? Go into debt for it? Hell no. Because I am so risk averse. I personally am insanely risk averse. So I've in the past, I had people knocking down my door being like, will you please let me be your editor for your YouTube channel? And I was like, I don't have the money to pay you. I don't know what you want me to do. I was never able to look at making YouTube videos and figure out how to turn that into a sustaining business model. I still look at it and I say, man, the people who turn YouTube videos into a sustaining business model is insane. And I understand better how people go about doing that these days because I've been around the block a couple of times. But it doesn't make me any more comfortable. One of the things that you typically end up having to do is the first thing that people typically don't like is they have to cede creative control. You have to cede creative control whenever you grow. You have to say, hey, I'm not going to be figuring this out anymore. It is somebody else's responsibility. And I'm still showing up on screen. And people are still going to think that I'm the one doing all of the writing. There are a lot of people who they're just straight up incapable of going to the next level because they have to accept the fact that it's like, no, you will no longer be doing the editing. You will no longer be doing the writing because you do not have the time for that stuff. You're trying to find people who are capable of mimicking the existing product or entertainment that people have shown up for already. And there's an enormous amount of value in someone having the capacity or the capability to mimic an existing product like that, or an existing piece of entertainment. Like that is an entire skill set. I guess you could say that television producers probably excel at that a whole lot, because it's like, oh, we've got this successful thing that existed on local access television, and then they had to move it to like a national stage, and like there were people who entirely, were like, okay, well, you have a bit of a makeshift operation going here, and we're gonna make this bigger, and we have to examine the product that you've made, what it is that people are really drawn to, and then basically making that, but with more polish and more shine on it. Hello, Hexalite. How you doing? How you agreeing? How are you faring? Stick storage, man. Yeah. It's I'm doing a tree farm. Whole pants worth of stuff. Yeah, like this is like this is a long running server. You can type in !Tour, TOUR, in the Oh my god, I have a bunch of sticks left over here. That's right, I needed to drag sticks back to the, I needed to drag sticks back to Midcrest. Because that's a place where there's a regular need for sticks. This is a server, a personal server that I've been running since roughly, well, Minecraft 1.0. This is a server that I have been building on since Minecraft 1.0. So, there's a lot of history in this place. Dang, bro, you have a lot. Yeah, I do. There's a lot of stuff on this server that I've worked on. I agree. I had so much potential back then, but then the whole thing got cut so much on release. Oh, wait, I already read that part. All this sounds like a good YouTube video idea. You know, I really could just do this as a, I could just do face cam stuff on YouTube these days. And I'm not gonna lie, every single time I do a face cam video, it does better than, you know, anything else that doesn't have face cam. I realize that there is a good, large, decent audience of people who just want to hear about a topic, and having someone talk directly to the camera, there's something appealing about that. I don't really understand what it is, but like, I know that there's value in that because, like, I watch Adam Savage talk about all sorts of stuff that he's done in his career, you know, on Mythbusters and everything. So, have a good day, Hexlight. Good example is Lethal Company. Its dev, Zeekers, is clearly getting strained by its popularity, and this person makes games more for fun instead of trying to empty wallets. People are so vocal and demanding from a solo dev wanting to just have fun. Yeah. Yep. And there are very few people who are successful solo devs. Even probably one of the best ones, Concerned Ape. I believe his name is Frank Barone. Even he is not able to do things entirely solo, you know? Same, Will. I have had my chances, and I regret playing it too safe. Yeah. I think the thing that still bothers me to this day about doing production, the thing that bothers me to this day about making a sustaining YouTube channel is the fact that you cannot make a sustainable YouTube channel on just the ad revenue from Google alone. It is not possible to do. You have to sell ad space. It is 100% necessary to sell ad space and make explicit deals with brands. Everybody who is successful does that. It doesn't matter who you talk about. They do it. And if you don't do it, then you either have something very special that you figured out, or you have something else that you are selling the ad space on. Excuse me. What's the ape so concerned about? Aliens? Hell if I know. Wouldn't humans be like aliens to an ape? But you know, it's like you've got to sell that advertising space. But then not only do you have to sell the advertising space, it's also very likely that you're going to need viewer donations to make the business model work as well. Okay? And this is an area where I think the YouTube ecosystem kind of suffers from the lack of excuse me, jeez. I think that the YouTube ecosystem suffers from not having its openness, okay? I think that the YouTube ecosystem suffers from its openness in this way. Because whenever you get a studio or a network channel or something like something from the older style of media where it was, you know, it's a cable channel, it's a broadcast channel, it's a movie studio, you end up with, relatively speaking, a small number of those studios. Okay? So you have a small number of very professional entities whose entire business model is centered on making media and selling advertising space, essentially, because people love media. So you get into this situation where with the studios and the channels and everything, you know, old school television channels, where because the group or the number of entities that are doing this is relatively small, they know what the game is. They're like, no, viewing space is worth a lot of money, okay? And there's not a whole lot of it available. So for that reason, they charge very high rates for the advertisers to get in on that stuff. Now you want those advertisers. So you got to find what the middle ground is on that stuff. But the companies that want the advertising space in and around your media, they're willing to pay top dollar for it, you know? Meanwhile, you get YouTube, which isn't companies. You have the exact opposite situation with movie studios and cable and television channels. You have very few numbers of entities, and thus the group is small. The people know each other. They know the business model. Go over to YouTube. YouTube is anybody can do it anytime they want, and there's no telling who's going to be the next big thing ever. Viral things can happen without warning. Even though Google does absolutely control the algorithm and what will get big and everything, they can totally engineer something blowing up. There's still the X factor. Things can go viral without anybody expecting it to go viral. So you have a situation where there's now so many people who can become extremely popular overnight. They don't understand how the business model works. They don't really have a fundamental understanding of how valuable that highly sought after advertising space is. So you get companies that advertise on these traditional platforms, and they can now advertise on these smaller platforms and work with people that don't understand. No, dude, this is really, really valuable. You don't want to just sell it for cheap. And what is a lot of money for one person working on a YouTube channel is vastly different than what is a lot of money for a studio. Like, relative to one another, if you compare what a single YouTuber is going to be charging who doesn't know the business model and isn't running an operation, they're gonna accept money that is an absolute song. It's a steal for the advertiser. And frankly, it's undercutting the studios, you know? Just caught a female ghastly. I need a name for it. Boobly. Is that an okay option? Call the female ghastly Boobly? Okay, good to know that the system does not work at all. Like, did nothing fire? Nothing fired. Why did nothing fire? Well, that's awkward. And a problem. Well, I think I can fix this. Try that again. There we go. Alright, and the freaking minecart is always... Oop, whoops. The minecart is always, like, puttering out down here for no good reason. Is something broken? Here's the deal. This system here is supposed to be an auto harvester for dripstone. The problem is that I still, for whatever reason, observers will not trigger when dripstone grows down in front of them. And I cannot answer why the reason for that is. I've tested this extensively in a single-player creative world. I've tested it here in my private, you know, SMP server. I don't understand at all, because you heard it. You heard how like when I hit the button, the pistons fire off and they break all of this stone, all the dripstone in it. You know, it's picked up by the collection system. This system here was like retrofitted and everything to an old construction design, but I have no fundamental understanding why it is that whenever dripstone grows down in front of observers, it just won't fire. And like I said, you know, you heard the pistons going off and everything whenever I hit the button. Hitting this button should be the same as a signal coming out of any of the observers, but it just doesn't work for some absurd or bizarre reason. And you saw how much of this was full-grown dripstone. So I've got no explanations. I've got no answers. And I'm confused and confounded, in all honesty. So it doesn't matter what level the observers are on. I don't know what you mean by that, Cortex. I don't know what you mean by that. Okay. So I wanted to collect up Deepslate today. But before I do that, I really need to repair some of my equipment. You know what? We're going to go out to Crossroads to do that, because selling stuff off to the traders there is a good option for repairing my equipment. I could go out to one of the many mob farms on the server, but I think going out and doing some stuff at Crossroads is the right option. It's a bit of a ride to get there, but it'll do. Great googly moogly. Zeta. Say like it won't fire off if it's at the base of the dripstone, nor at the height lower than the base. Now that's a good question there. That is actually a very good question. Will it fire off if a large enough section of the dripstone grows in front of it? I hadn't considered that as a possibility. I'm not going to work on that right now, but that is a distinct possibility that I never thought of. This is the wrong rail. I don't need side shell. That is science for later. Yes. Yes, it is. Oh, wait. How durable is he? How durable am I? Questions for later. Oh, chat, you know what? I'll bring this to your attention. Not because I expect anybody to do anything with it. But you know how I do publish spicy picks every once in a while? I've taken a new full set of spicy picks. Still haven't chosen the right ones to pull out and publish, but as you all might remember, the pick situation is that hundos, not specifically hundos all at once, but when a grand total of 100 is donated, a new picture is published. I may have heard of them, lol. So there you go, okay? That's a thing that if you are interested in contributing towards, is available. I do so enjoy showing off from time to time. Oh. And chat, let me tell you, the pics I've taken this time. Tev had a comment after I finished having all of the pictures taken, and she was like, "Ah, well, what about this?" And I was like, "Oh, you should take a look at this." And I showed her one of the pictures, just one. Like I took more than 600 pictures. and I have to go through them and be like, okay, which of these pictures are actually good and worth, like sharing or something. And the answer is, I managed to pull 89 out of 600 pictures. So she takes a look at just one of these, and I'm like, this is kind of an entertaining one. And she, you want to guess what the first words out of her mouth were? I'm legitimately curious if anybody can guess what the first words out of her mouth were. Das spicy Strife. Yes. Very spicy. The first words she uttered were, "Why don't you start an OnlyFans?" Just not at all what I was expecting to hear. Is that all there was to show? Oh my god. Of course you would take the opportunity to have a jab, chat. I shouldn't be surprised in the slightest. Options, music. Turn that back up. Okay, boyos. What do we have to trade with? Oh, I should have loaded up on black dye from Sideshale before coming here. Damn. How the system's working over here. I know this place. Well, I would hope that you know the place. It shows up in plenty of videos. I have not idled enough over here for a long time now. It's the commune, right? This isn't the commune, this is Crossroads. Where you get off calling this the commune? So that's all the pumpkins I can sell for the moment. Let us switch to wool. Oh, there's so much clicking. Alright, that's all the wool I have. I still miss my trading company I made on Momo's server. Man. You know, like, a big part of why I do what I do in this game is because of the fact that I don't want to have to rebuild everything again on another server. Like, I really like the idea of, like, no, I have all of this infrastructure. I just have to go over to wherever and do the thing. Go. Still not all repaired up, but I'm getting there. Time to cull the chickens. Indeed, indeed. That is exactly what I just did. Let us talk to the butchers first, I think. Butcher bro. Damn it. Okay, that's all the chicken that I can do. I'll have to get more of it. And let's talk with the Fletchers for the feathers. Do you ever have to cull the golems? No, no, I do not cull the golems because that would just get violent and unpleasant very quickly. I'm just gonna stash all of my eggs in the shulker box for the moment. We want to get this entire field empty. Or pen, actually. And this whole system should be filled up to the brim already. Yeah, it is. Go ahead and fire that on. Well, there really wasn't much left over in the shulker box there. Do you have an iron farm? No. I am not a fan of iron farms. I find them to be a little bit too cheaty. It's like, you can do them, but I don't like the aspect of like, oh, I have fixed having to dig for something. I don't like that. I don't like it at all. So for that express reason, I'm like, no, we're not going to do iron farms here. It feels wrong if I do that, so... Okay. Do the chicken dance once more. I'll also sell off as many berries as I can. Where are the Fletchers? There you are. Plus, it's inhumane, correct? I don't know that it's inhumane to be killing iron golems. They're awfully strange creatures to begin with. Don't know that I qualify them as human either, but... I don't know, like, my relationship with auto farms in Minecraft is a complicated one because I have gotten so sick over the years of hearing... Like, I'll watch people play Minecraft, and they will... immediately step up. They will go hard. They will go so hard on automating the entire game. And then once they've automated everything so that they don't have to actually dig, they don't have to gather anything. The first thing I will hear out of them after they spend hours on end automating the entire game, God, it's gotten so boring, there's nothing to do. And I'm like, well, maybe if you didn't automate the entire game, and the next statement is always like very familiar. It's like, there's nothing new to do in Minecraft. I always end up doing the same thing, and it's like, bro, you could just not automate the whole game so you don't have to play it. It's as simple as that. So like, the entire reason I built up Crossroads the way that I have here is so that the farms are serving a very explicit purpose of helping me gather emeralds, okay? And the main reason I want so many emeralds is because, fundamentally, they're not particularly useful outside of trading, which means that they're a fantastic resource for building a monument, you know? And monuments will always be valuable because they require you to manually dig. You have to manually dig, you have to manually do the work, you cannot automate that away. So, I don't know. I don't know, man. Like, hearing the same ridiculous complaints over and over for as long as I have, I just got sick of it at some point, and it turned me off of building a lot of the farms in the game. And the building Crossroads and doing everything here is the first time ever that I was like, all right, I'm actually going to build the farms because I kind of need them for everything that I'm getting done on this server. So, you pillock. All right, cool. We are all repaired. Hi. Are you looking for snackables? Yeah, I figured your ears are not feeling too great right now, Ratchet. I'll get you your snacks. Bad weather blowing in. I don't know if you guys can tell from the way that I sound, but it's been some bad weather for a while now. I am pretty congested myself, so. Okay, yeah, I was actually doing some serious mining down here. All right, so I needed Deepslate, and I'm here, and I am waiting for the chicken farm to repopulate, so I'll have to go up there and wrangle all of the I'm gonna have to go out there and wrangle the eggs and everything. But I may as well fill up on cobbled Deepslate while I'm down here. Ooh, diamond. Hallowcroft. Huh. Good morning. Okay. He's cute. I just say good morning to Tev and she just shakes her head. I was like, oh, okay then. I have no clue what the hell that means. Other than it's not a good morning. When I made the company trader, it was the first time I made anything like that. Man, it took a while to set up. Yeah, setting up trade hubs in Minecraft is really one of the most involved things that you can do in the game. To a certain degree, I might even call it arduous, so... This music right here is one of the reasons why I enjoy Vintage Stories so much. I mean, hell, the soundtrack is the reason why I'm, the whole team ended up picking it up. It was because I couldn't stop talking about it, so... Does Tev's Manor have an official name? No, I think it's just called Tev's Manor now that you mention it, so... I don't think we ever contemplated the fact that it could use, like, a placarded name or something. But that's all that it's called on the Nether Highway, just Tev's Manor. I'm about to have a bad time. I can hear the lava really nearby. Such an oversight on our part. Yes, yes indeed, Tev. Also, good morning to you. And yes, I know you're shaking my head as I say that again. Oh, there it is. No, it's fine. Just not a great night of sleep. Ah, okay. Chateau Grey. God. You couldn't be any more dramatic with the name. Chateau Grey. I'm legitimately contemplating whether or not to go into work today. And there's a litany of contributing factors to why I'm actually having that calculation in my head right now. Oh, hey, I never finished digging all these tunnels. So... that would be why. Okay, then. Is it raining? Well, maybe. Maybe not. I don't know if it's raining outside right now. I get the feeling that this is another contributing factor to why I haven't come out the other side on this. I got a feeling about this one. No? Oh. It's drying out a little before the next round of storms. Yeah, yeah. And I'm like, I don't know that I want to be at work whenever we get the next round of storms. Because they've been, you know... not all of them have been particularly nice. So it's just like, I don't know, man. Do I really want to go into work today? And the worst part is that, like, the industrial district that I work in, there's a chance I won't be able to get home because of how bad the flooding for the roads in that area are, because that's where the major drainage for the city is. You know, it's like, oh, like, this is where a lot of the stuff drains to. This is the lowland. And I'm like, at least once in the past, I couldn't come home. You know, I got off of work and I got on the road and I just found the roads flooded. And I was like, I guess I'm just gonna find a parking lot and sit, you know? And that's what I did. I sat for like, I don't know, an hour or two, waiting for the water to get low enough. And if there's a possibility of that happening, which I think is kind of strong tonight, I'm like, I don't know, man. Is that worth going into work for? Now, obviously, if I stay home, it's not going to be like all sugar and rainbows because I can't like sit here and stream or just play video games. I'm going to have my own level of like anxiety because severe weather and whatnot. But it's like, oh God, how bad is it going to get now that I'm home, you know? Why not craft a boat and sail away? God. Come sail away, come sail away, come sail away with me. Oh man, how did I screw that up? Oh, I screwed it up here. Oh no. This is all incorrect. Or is it? I screwed up the count down here. This one was improperly placed. Ah. let's get this other stuff out of the tunnel. Ooh. Not gonna lie, there's a part of me that wishes I was playing Vintage Story right now instead of Minecraft. But I think I'm pretty certain about my attitude on Vintage Story, which is the fact that right now, if I'm not playing with other people, I don't want to be playing it. Is it bad that even though I live in a desert, I always think it'd be handy to have a rapid inflatable boat in the trunk of my car for boat emergencies? No, I don't think that that's an entirely wrong idea. It's just something that you would very seldom ever use. We have a law here that during rain and thunderstorms, your top speed must be reduced to under the hydroplaning speed. What is hydroplaning speed? I don't know. I don't actually know what... Is there like a set speed where hydroplaning will happen at? Oh, crap. I've had my pills in here this whole time and it didn't occur to me to take them. It's scary and it sucks. Yeah. I know exactly what hydroplaning is. I guess I don't know enough about the science behind it to know if, like, there's a specific speed. It's either 60 kilometers or 60 miles. Okay. Hydroplaning speed, avoidance speed. Hydroplaning avoidance speed is dropping a third under the speed limit. Like, this is a fascinating topic to me, you know, because it's like I've had hydroplaning happen to me before. It's scary whenever it occurs. Lucky me, I had anti-lock brakes. It helped me to it helped me to fix that problem. Vintage Story is one of those games that's better together than alone because there's too much to do. I wouldn't say that that's the case, because it's entirely possible for you to do everything that you need to do in Vintage Story on your own. I think a lot of it comes down to the mindset. And right now, I think my mindset on Vintage Story is that I'm supposed to be playing it with other people, you know? So for that reason, it's like, no, if the other people aren't around, then I'm not going to be playing it. And that's how my old brain pan has decided to assign the game for myself as of today, or as of late, I guess is the better way to say it. Also, greetings, Luda. Welcome to the stream. How are you doing? That's what I remember from my driving school. Once it rains, drop speed by a third. That makes sense. It simply is a multiplayer game. Doing fine. Just woke up. Well, oh hey, you know what? You'll be entertained by this this starting screen here. You keep doing that, Eli. You were here whenever I was talking about this earlier. There are no actual picks published yet. What I'm saying is that it is that time again where it's like, yeah, there are pics. They can be published. They are prepped and they are, well, they're not prepped and ready to go yet. Like if you guys ponied up the cash today, I wouldn't be able to post anything because I haven't. I don't have a picture that's quite ready to be published yet. But I had another session with me and my camera, and I took some 600 pictures, and I have some 6D pictures that came out reasonable enough to make the first cut. So Playboy should hire you, Strife. I think I'm the wrong type of model to go into Playboy magazine. I'm just saying. Do we get to know the outfit? Well, which outfit are you interested in learning about? I took advantage of multiple outfits. It would be Playgirl, I imagine. Which was a wild thing to learn about whenever I was young. I was like, Playgirl? What do you... What? And then I went and I typed in playgirl.com into the web browser because I was young enough and, you know, naive enough to not know what the hell that would mean. And I very quickly found out what that meant. How many outfits did you do? That's a good question. That would be 1. That would be 2. 3, 4. 4.5, maybe. Depending on how you look at it, maybe 5. I'll put it this way. The best way to describe what the best way to describe how many pictures I took, or how many outfits I have in the set, is that I have taken advantage of the clothing that has been gifted to me. Okay. So you guys know how this works. It is a collective total of $100. Once that collective total of $100 is reached, the next picture gets published. So, you know. So I can pretty much guarantee that you guys are going to get 6 pictures, okay, in total. Do we have any money in the pot, as it were, or are we at 0? We are at 0. Ugh. It's been a kind of a quiet stream today, you know? 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3. Cool. Then we hit the spot where the count went wrong. 1, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Okay, there we go. So we're just gonna leave that particular. We're gonna leave the mistake in place because it's cheaper and it's more effective to just leave it as is. But yes, unfortunately, we have no money in the pot, as it were. It is a fresh start. Not that anybody would do it, but, you know, like, there could always be that day where somebody gets, you know, a double feature. They drop a hundo and then they get to see what's available, you know? How long have those undies been on the wall? 3 weeks? I want to make something abundantly clear here that I'm still salty about, okay? I took my time deciding when to wear that set. Because, like, it was fresh, it was brand new. I was like, okay, I've never worn this before. There's no way that anybody's gonna drop anything on me. I'm gonna wear this today. And then the first day that I put it on, someone goes and redeems on me. And I have to put that fancy set up on the wall whenever I've worn it for, you know, like a grand total of 20 minutes or something. The first day that I try to wear it, like, thanks for the money, but god damn it. So for 3 weeks I've been like, when am I gonna get to wear those? Tev will redeem swap wall pants. Tev, that was the last thing I expected you to do. Of all the people to redeem swap wall pants, you were the last person I expected. Frankly, I probably should have pulled that set off the wall and taken pictures in it. I want to see the spank me pair. Alright, you know what? You know what? I gotta get a refill on coffee. Listen, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna tactically log out of the server. I'm gonna get a refill on coffee, and then we'll come back and we're gonna do the swap. Okay? Oh man, the drainage that I have and the sinus pressure. Whew, what a day. Okay, I've returned. Greetings. Where are the squats at? Eli, I completely forgot to turn them on, but because of the way that my face and my head is feeling from allergies today, I think I'm just going to leave them off. I'm not feeling all that wonderful. The stuff that's blown in with all the storms is really messing with me. We could have pics of you in the blue set. I mean... this fancy set. I would not at all be opposed to wearing this in a photo shoot. This is a very cute number. So, yeah, you could totally have this. But let's go ahead and take my sweet little delicates off the hanger. There we go. We've also got a flag change here. Creed officer, what, pray tell, do you want to see put up on the wall? Go ahead and hang these up. Well, not hang them, fold them. Have to take good care of these things. They're not going to care for themselves. Added to the list for next. Go, please, please, please. God. New California Republic. Okay, so got a bit of work to do. There might be quite the collection for me to go through at this point. What was it? Spank Me. Are you talking about these? Frankly, like, Tev, I think you just made me realize something. I don't have a pair that say Spank Me on the back. If I do, I don't remember them. Could have sworn you did. If there's a pair that say Spank Me, I don't know about them. These are, like, there's these. And then there's the Bone Hands. Has anyone chosen a pair of wall pants for the swap that you just so happen to be wearing that one day? That has happened. That has happened in the past. I swore you did. Well, I've got the whole collection right here. Let me go through it. Harley Quinn shorts. Reds with lace. Strappy. Pride. The Borat Mankini. The Mookini. The party dress. Pinks. Pink with lace. This came with the robe. Hello, Harker. I see you over there. This came with the corset. Not even one on the throne. Well, I guess you know what you have to do now, chat. I'm not opposed to getting the novelty pairs that have writing across the backside. So, wait a minute. Oh, yep, you were right. You were utterly right. There was a pair. It was hiding on me. I completely forgot. Oh my word. Ugh, my old brain pan ain't working all that well today. Oh me, oh my. Could you imagine seeing me in that? So much to put away. So much to put away. This is why you need a damn catalog of them. I know, you're right, Luna. I have too many. You know what this means? It means that I need to, like, put everything into a fire and... I need to put everything into a pile and set it on fire. It's getting to be a problem. I have to cut back, and this is the only way to cut back. The thinking meat ain't thinking. Yeah, you're damn straight. All right, so... Oh heck, I was supposed to make the catalog. My brain is full of holes. So does that mean Tev has a thinking cheese? A thinking Swiss cheese? No one blames you, Tev. This is a Will Channel thing. He would need to be involved, not just you. You're entirely correct about that. This is an entirely me thing. But since we're on the wondrous topic of spicy stuff, there are... Oh, okay, well... Okay, so if I check the raw folder... 600... Okay, so I took 624 pictures yesterday before the camera battery just died, and I was like, you know what? I'm ready to stop anyway. So 624 pictures taken yesterday, and of the ones that I deemed worthy of making the first cut, I found 89 of them. Wow, what a collection. I swear I want to see one of these that I picked the other day. So here's the funny thing, okay? Last night, Tev makes an offhand comment about something. And I was like, oh, right, the pictures I took. You should see this. And she's like, right now we're about to go to bed. And I was like, it's just one picture, I promise. I open it up. And the first words out of her mouth are, why don't you have an OnlyFans yet? Or is it, you should have an OnlyFans? I forget which one. It was one of those two. It was a very entertaining thing to suddenly hear out of Tev's mouth. Oh my god. So, you know, good times. Good times. Okay, and then we do this one. You know, I wouldn't be opposed to it if it wasn't for the fact that OnlyFans takes an enormous cut. I'm curious if it's possible for me to establish a second Patreon that is that only operates on an on a transactional basis, where it's like, yeah, this is not a monthly thing. This is a pay for content as it is published type thing, you know? Right. I have to come from this side because of how I screwed up the counting on the other side. And then we go in here. The wonderful way that you would be able to see me dressed up in all the best finery. And also get to see my penis. Yes. The wonder of penis. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And this should be... Yep, there we go. Connect it up. You doing okay there, Luna? You look like you might melt any moment here. Should I be digging on this side next? I should probably be giving this side the dig treatment. Why did you just say dig treatment? I don't know. They're words and they still make sense, even if they're not making all the sense. Why are you judging me, Tev? Why you gotta harsh me? Reread that. I didn't say that. Wait, did you just say dig treatment? Oh. No, I understand what you're saying there, Tev. You're judging me. There's no way you're not judging me. Stupid vampire. Fuck off, Strife. I love you too, Tab. I love you too. But yes, I did just say the dig treatment. Okay, so that should be... I'm hopeful that I got this right. Oh shit, I've been down here for ages. 1, 2, 3. I forgot. I need to reload the chicken launcher upstairs. I have to huck the chicken eggs. This is quite the sight, the way that this keeps jumping and jiggling around. The cock thrower? I mean... Oh my god, the cock thrower. Congratulations, you got me giggling. And yeah, we got a space for tough here too. What about gravel? We got a space for gravel around here? We do. The Cock Thrower 9000 for all your cock throwing needs. God. Okay, so we'll shut you off. Select up the extras. Looks like I wasn't close enough to allow the system to like I wasn't close enough for all of the chicks to mature while I was gone. Take a bit of a break away from those chickens for a moment. But yes, as many of you, jeez, as many of you should know, the whole situation with the pictures is once a collective $100 is brought in, I will publish the next picture. Okay, and I promise that there were a lot of extra pictures taken that, while not appropriate for free access, if I do actually make an OnlyFans, that's where they're going. Every time I do one of these photo shoots, there's always pictures that are way more spicy than are justifiably made available for free. So... my inventory's full. A chicken has breached containment. They can still randomly spawn out in the yard, so... I mean, I am always open to additional feedback, as it were. I am always open to feedback about the pictures that I take, whether or not they're taken well, whether or not there are certain poses that work, whether or not certain lighting is better. Also, probably the easiest, whether or not you like certain outfits more than other outfits. I'm not a photographer. Like, I cannot make that abundant. I can't make that clear enough. Frankly, the camera that I have is kind of piss poor compared to the type of camera that most photographers would have anyway, so... So, feedback on what you like, what your favorites are, what you would like to see more of, what you would like to see less of, those types of things. Yeah, but you're not a professional photographer. This is very true. This is very true. Which is part of the reason why I'm open to so much feedback. If I was, like, a professional photographer, I think I would be more picky about, like, accepting feedback on stuff. No, just a bunch of random tat. So far, I think I've liked everything we've gotten to see. You do honestly have an eye for it. Okay. Well, that's good to hear. Do one more stack of paper and then, Okay, I can't store anymore. Oh, is it nighttime already? Holy moly. Alright, let's go ahead and stash some eggs. I liked everything we've gotten to see. You do have an eye for it. Okay. And I guess that means that there are no favorites in that regard then. Which is fine. I mean, that's the case sometimes. You don't necessarily have to have a favorite, so... Alright. So, it looks like this is all of the eggs. Still gonna have to wait a hot minute before they're all expended. I mean, like, you want a dissertation on the whole collection? Sure, why not? Like, there isn't much to discuss right now in the first place, so go for it. Like, if you want to, like, you already prefaced by saying it's all pretty good, and drilling into more detail past that is entirely acceptable. Man. It's like glue in the back of my throat. What are you OMGing about, Tev? Can people not do dissertations about someone else's underwear? Is that against the rules? Alright, let's make a bunch of paper and do some trading. Patch up the pickaxe I got here. Hello, Liam. How you doing? Come on. There we go. Not just one. I need, like, as much paper as I can get. Alright, map bro. Show me what you got. Oh, he actually sells banners. That's unexpected. Wrong one. Map bro. Map bro. Woohoo. I'm all patched up. I don't know what I did to get a free sub to you. I believe you showed up and you just coincidentally ended up leaving right after, right before someone did a bunch of gift subs. God, when you said map bro just now, my brain went on a wild ride. What are you like? Is it reminding you of the whole, you know, step bro thing? The step bro meme? Because I'm not gonna lie, I may have been referencing or calling that particular meme to memory whenever I was saying it. Not for any particular reason, but it's such such a common joke, okay? Matt Bro, and then I imagined Matt Berry doing the villager noise, and now I want to see that. That's great! Oh my god, that's so good! Here's 3 emotes from 3 free subs I got. This is fine. Spicy pet. Is that petting a taco? That's petting a taco. That could be taken in a very, very suggestive manner. And then, of course, my classic, touch grass. Okay, so, like, I'm not going back down into the mines until the chicken, the chicken dispenser is finished. So I'm just gonna go ahead and prep all of this. I might do the farms a little bit too, so. The taco is such a good emote. We need a petting ratchet emote. That wouldn't be a bad idea. Would not be a bad idea. Okay, so it looks like all of these are finished. So we'll run harvest on them. So, we'll start things off with 2 stacks of beetroot seeds, and we'll just move on from there. God damn it. Okay, do I have a... I should. Yeah, I got my hoe in here. This farm design does have its flaws. Okay, next up is wheat. I'm actually high on subscribers at the moment, which is something that you don't get very often, you know? Okay, I believe it was carrots next. Oh, for God's sake. Whoops. Okay, swap that out. All right. It's carrot time. All right, and next up is the potatoes. It's almost like people like you or something. Nah, that can't be true. People liking me would necessitate that I make money at this job. And trust me, there's not a lot to be had in it. My God. This thing is gonna be just like... This is gonna be filling up for ages. Oh my God, it didn't trample. Didn't trample again. What the hell? Alright, cool. If you're gentle enough with movement, it won't destroy the farmlands. I thought I had a really good handle on how that movement is supposed to work. Evidently I don't. Okay. Not as many beetroots as I was expecting. Like, the return on beetroots is really low. Are these just eating food farms or dirt emeralds farms? This is specifically for trading with the farmers here. I originally had 2 diamond-shaped farms, but I realized that I would get a lot more capacity out of it if I had this type of design. So Tev helped me rip down the old diamond farms that were built during the... Old to-do list over there. Oh, right. I need to stash the hoe. And this thing over here should be all done. Spitting chicken eggs. Yep, you can hear the telltale click. Now it's just a harsh sound on your ears. So they're going to be popping eggs out for ages. I just have to, you know, give it its distance. The excitement over the blue set was not something I was expecting. And by that I mean like the lingerie. Also a little bit confusing because I was literally purchased a blue set. Which may or may not be in the group of pictures that was taken. Like an actual dedicated blue set. Think about all the arrows you could craft. Yeah, but Tev's Manor, Chateau Tev, if you will, has a bunch of arrows already present at it, so... God, this is freaking trailer music for Vintage Story. It's making me want to play it even more now. Oh! Lesson learned. Manner de nerd, because only nerds read books. God. Don't die. I'm doing my best here, okay? I'm doing my best. Oh, redeeming show mug there, eh? Stews and brews. This is one magic potion that I need to stay alive in the morning. Especially after the night of sleep that I got. One thing that I can say about shopping at Aldi, they just have random amazing mugs every season. Just these freaking amazing mugs that I just want every time I see them. Hello, Zlessie. How you doing? I think I'm saying your name right. Zlessis? Right, so your show mug is complete. I can't tell if that was a bot or if it was somebody who was hired to do that. Probably a bot, but for God's sake, man. 3. Oh, man, again? Bark, bark. I missed my hate emote. Ugh. That's no bueno, man. One day you'll be able to have the emote back again. One of these days. One of these days. Hello. There you go. Whoa, whoa, wait a minute. Why is your tail wet? No, I think he was just drinking in the fountain and he got a little bit of a speck of water on his tail. I think that's all. His butt doesn't feel yucky or anything. So, oh, look at the boy. We'll see whether or not he's going to let me actually play the game. Again. Fluffy tails find water so easily. Yes, they do. They really, really do. Oh. Oh. Okay, well. Will, you aren't a piece of fried chicken. Stop trying to fry yourself. I'm not a piece of fried chicken, and I'm not trying to fry myself. Here, I'll reward you with a brief titty cam. Okay. He wanted a snack. Okay, that would explain a bit. That would explain a bit. He would think that I would still have the cat food. Okay, so let's go ahead and hit play on that list again. Man, what is going on with the bots today? The swarm has begun. Bingo. Now my brain is just picturing Strife Towers being invaded by bots. Like, full-on battle robots. Wait, are we talking about, like, the battle bots from the 1990s? Well, it is now. I'm more meant like humanoid shoed ones with like rocket launchers on their shoulders. An anonymous gifter gave Luna a tier 1 sub. Who's the anonymous troublemaker? Thank you very much for gifting that sub. Luna, enjoy it. It's good to know that I'm worth both your time and your money. Great to have you along for the ride. Welcome to the stream and enjoy yourself while you're here. 2, 3, and... Well, you now have access to the Hey emote again. Congratulations. and this is where things go frickin' tits up. Okay, so now that I've done that, I'm all out of torches. I'm gonna have to continue digging in this direction at some point, but for now, I've gotta withdraw because I have to acquire more materials. Now you can emote and bark at the bots. A good combo. You just made me realize that maybe it would make sense. Maybe it would make sense for me to have an ah-woo emote. I'm not saying for certain it would make sense. I'm just saying maybe. And yes, there is that one lovely workaround that you are pointing out right there, Tev. I put that in the wrong place. That went into the wrong shulker box. Werewolf Strife confirmed? No, just satisfying a particular type of viewer base I have. There's a difference. There's a distinct difference. Did I have a diamond chest over here? Oh, I do have a diamond chest. Okay, okay. That's why these things are over were over here. It's because, yeah. Diamonds. Oh, I don't have a lapis chest. No lapis lazuli. That the werewolf should have a howling emote, I never would have thought about it. I just found out veganism is a huge mistake. Mistake. Oh my god. Oh my god! I know I was stashing it somewhere up here. Was I not? Whatever. I'm not really concerned about the ore up here. It is not in the slightest bit my focus. Okay, do I have, coal and stuff? Black wool. Got obsidian. I mean, normal coal will do, but do I have charcoal by any chance? Excuse me. A bit of blackstone. Tiny bit of coal. Oh, I got plenty of coal. Okay, this will do fine. Now, do I have sticks? I have some. Not a whole lot, but some. More than enough for what I needed, though. The werewolf should have a howling emote. Man, At this point, auto charcoal furniture setup is often one of my first automations I do. How do you automate charcoal? I mean, you have to like, how do you automate collecting trees? I guess that's really the real question I have. How do you automate the production of charcoal with tree? Because trees, like, without there being like an absurdly sized setup involving a TNT duper. Although right now, you know what suddenly occurs to me? The fact that for a spicy pick set, I could totally wear just some like elbow long fur gloves, knee long fur boots, a werewolf head, and be naked otherwise, and that would probably do mad numbers. Oh, I mean the furnace setup that you can make. Okay, well, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense for the furnace setup. To make a bunch of charcoal. It's the collection of, needs a tail, but yes. There you go. That's what I was expecting. That was the reaction I was expecting. At least I know the audience. Or at least the singular, speaking member of the audience right now. Not many of you present today, which is a bit of a surprise. Like, I'm playing Minecraft as a break. I expected there to be more people interested in the Minecrafty goodness that I get up to. Then again, I have to remind myself that I don't stream at a normal hour that most people are available. A good chunk of us are furries. I have, like, which has taken me a desperately long time to actually understand. It's the day before the day of doom, honestly. Yes, that is right. The American elections are tomorrow, and it doesn't really matter where you stand on the American elections. It's cause for a lot of consternation. So... So I imagine people are trying to stay calm in many ways. And this stream brings me comfort. Really? I thought for certain that this stream would make you hot and bothered, but I mean, I guess I've just made a miscalculation there on whether or not I'm actually doing my job properly. Hang on, let me just take my thong off and slingshot it at the camera. I'm sorry. Hey now, horny can be comfortable. I mean, the sensation of being turned on is... It's a special type of, like, nice. Hence the reason why so many go for it, you know? Alright, now the two shafts match up. comfortable. I did not say that. It's a good day to have a bow now. I am having a notting good time. Oh my god, you give me diamonds down here? Don't forget a rant emote. I mean, yeah, you're right. I should probably have a rant emote. Might as well get real comfortable and get a flirt in while it's still stream, where there's still stream left. I see how it is. Hey, cool. Okay, I also thought Will ranting emote was the salt. I don't know, like, there's so many different ways. Like, salt is salt, but it's also not a rant, but it goes with it very easily. That's a difficult one that you just brought up. Let's remove these torches down the middle. And I might go through the trouble of just raising the roof here because I don't like how low it is. And also, like, knowing that you're in the main hall, that to get out of the mine is nice by having that signified with a higher roof. Oh, that's a devious idea. That's a devious idea. Should I pull the trigger on it? Maybe I do. Ow! So there's this joke. It's a bit of a meme about Tev being a dog groomer for a werewolf Strife. And I find it rather entertaining. I find it an entertaining bit of humor. Alright, cool. So, a pet groomer. That is big teasing territory you are in there, Strife. Is it? I mean, it's Strife. He's already a huge tease. Just remember, when I put the collar on you and chain you up in the shower, the more you struggle, the longer the grooming will take. There you go. There's your tease. There's your flirt. Well then, You're an uncomfortable thing to be running into. Damn. Okay, this is exactly what I'm trying to get around. I got up. Okay, so there is lava. Okay. Don't mind me just dying over here. Don't struggle. It's only shampoo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. Yeah, okay. So that's not worth it. Really didn't get too far on that one. That's a bit of a shame. Congratulations, you got a twofer. Okay, then. Glad that I got plenty of freaking torches on me. Why don't you have an OnlyFans yet? God. When your wife asks you that question. What question? Oh, the OnlyFans. Yeah, yeah. I mean, you didn't really ask it more than you were just, like, making a comment. That's the way that it felt to me, anyway. I was just very caught off guard. But at the same time, it was an extremely apt statement, you know? One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Look at that. I broke through. I'm filling right up with it. Well, he's leaning into it. I see that. No, you don't hear anything. You're hearing it. You don't see anything. You're just hearing it. You're hearing things. Cool. You can just stay that way. I'll grab the duct tape. Great. Who are we going to restrain? Whoop! That's my stopping alarm. Okay, then. I see you, Will, on the stream, and see your lips moving as you speak. In turn, turn and both seeing and hearing things. Stream overtime? Stream might be about over. The beautiful thing about my job is that I can very reliably calculate how much it would cost to buy me out to stay home and do more streaming. It's $150 specifically. That's how much I make in a day. So overall, I can be relatively cheaply bought out, you know. Where's the squats? I have sinus headaches today, and I completely forgot to turn the squats back on from like the weekend stream when I was doing some drinking. But secondarily, when I realized that the squats weren't on, I was like, man, I've got sinus headaches today. I don't want to do any of that stuff. So is there bread today? No, there is no bread today. Like I had bread with my breakfast today. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that's good. Oh, that would be the way to do it, you know? Letting, like, streaming every single day and letting chat just buy me out and be like, oh, no, we can totally make up the money to justify keeping you home from work. I remember, I think that happened a handful of times whenever, Fallout 4 initially came out, and I was so stuck in on the game. I'm not telling anybody that needs to happen or anything today. I want to make that abundantly clear. But anyway, for bread, there was no bread happening today, mostly because I have bread available downstairs. I've taken a bit to actually get through the current loaf of bread because I really needed to get. We've got milk downstairs that needs to be used up, so I was using that on a cereal that was left over from making like s'mores bars. Boy, those s'mores bars did not work out all that well. Oh boy, they turned into like just a chewy, goopy mess. Tasted fine. Shame about the way that they turned out though. Okay, my inventory is basically chock full. Let's stash some cobbled deep slate. Woohoo! Alright, we have finished down in the mines for the time being. And I think that I'm basically finished here at Crossroads for the time being. So before I actually close out, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the... I'm going to hit the rails and return to... Boy, that is like a sickening sight right there on the stairs, the way that it's like jittering and jumping around. Okay, there we go. I need to stash the normal deep slate. I need to stash the ores. As well as the tough. Man, I was digging with the wrong pick quite a bit there. Alright, where's the gravel go? I know I've got a freaking container for it here. There we are. Alright, we'll hop upstairs and deposit some of the ores. And you know what? Before we head out, I am going to load up on some pumpkins here, and I'm gonna chat with the farmers. Totally patch my equipment up as best I can. Oh, there is another farmer back there, but he's hidden by all of these other freaks. There you are. There we go. Okay. So, like I said, there's no bread today, but I can attest that there's absolutely cake. There's a lot of cake today. Mostly because I'm caked up. Is this big dumpy of mine. Ow. It's just so substantial. I like how the cats wander down to the basement eventually and they just get stuck down here because they don't know how to get back up. I was about to ask where this cake was, but then, it's a lovely cake. And let me tell you, oh, I show it off quite well in the new sets of pics. Oh, my word. Okay, I'd better check to see whether or not that's going to work for me. Can't wait for the new picks. There's always we'll see how long it takes for any number of people to make it happen. Because like I can't give them away for free, and at the same time, like I don't want to pressure like. Advertising is such an awkward thing for me because I don't want to force people to give their money to me, but I need people to give their money to me. And that's one of the things that makes being an entertainer, especially a YouTuber and stuff, awkward. Like the most financially stable way to be a YouTuber is to get onto the platform, build an audience where you're making an okay, but not livable amount of money off of the revenue from ads that naturally run. But also start a Patreon so that people can directly donate to you and sell advertising space. So basically, the only way to be financially stable on YouTube as a creator is to literally adopt cable television technique. Make people pay for it and have ads. That is the way to do it. And it feels so scummy. It feels so scummy. I hate it so much. No! Woo! I hit the button before I got in the carts. Oh, I got lucky on that one. You're not wrong, and yet cable is dying and people are turning to places like YouTube and Twitch. Which is funny because, like, yeah, cable is dying, but that exact model is now becoming extremely prominent on the streaming services like Netflix and Disney Plus and Hulu. It's like, yeah, pay and get ads. And by the way, we're going to hike the price. And like I said, YouTube as well. It's like to be success, to be successful and stable. It's like, yeah, you gotta have people pay and sell ad space, and that's how it works, because things are so unbelievably expensive. Oh, it's discouraging, I would love to just make content that people want to watch. Well, the content that I want to make, and I wish that people wanted to watch the content that I want to make. That's not the case anymore, unfortunately, sadly, desperately sadly. But it is what it is. That's the state of affairs. It's like the number of face cam videos that I put up these days is way above anything that I thought I would ever actually do in my lifetime. But every single time that I do a face cam video, people show up for it, And it's like, well, I guess that's what people want to see, and you have to respond to what people want and not what you want to create necessarily. Basically, what you want to create as a creator entirely takes a back seat to what people want to watch. And you have to figure out how to balance that, because if you don't do stuff you want to do ever, then like you'll just end up jaded, So you have to figure out how to put out the stuff that people want to watch because it's comfortable, it's what they feel like watching. Maybe it's, safe content that doesn't challenge them. And then you have to some degree balance that out with like the passion projects and whatnot that you want to do, and you have to go into those passion projects knowing that this probably isn't what people want to see, and it probably won't do all that well, but I'm doing this, I'm expending my time on this for me, because I like doing stuff that's meaningful to me, even if it's not meaningful to the audience, And trying to figure out what it is that will do gangbuster views. That is that quote-unquote safe content, I always like the stories in games content. There's no balance in the gig economy. Ugh, tell me about it. Once upon a time, you outsourced trying to figure out what the hell was going on with the meta of a market to a company, and the company properly compensated you for your work. Then the companies figured out that they could improperly compensate you for your work, leaving you to try to go out and figure out how to patch the gap of not making enough money, and that's where the gig economy cropped up. And now you're stuck trying to make ends meet by doing the grunt work while also trying to read the market at the same time. It's terrible. It's awful. Anyways, not trying to be a downer, even though I'm totally being a downer. We could talk about the fact that I dress up in fancy underwear and sell it for a living. That's better vibes, right? Well, not unless I'm using the vibrator, but that's neither here nor there. There was a grass block in the tunnel. Yeah, the Endermen, they hang out. They hang out in the tunnels because they're present, and they're waterproof. The tunnels are waterproof, and the Endermen are very, like it'll start raining eventually, and the Endermen are like, yuck, I don't like it in here. And if they don't find their way inside of one of my buildings, they will absolutely hang out in the train tunnels, because there's a pretty significant amount of real estate sitting around any location that's just like underground tunnels. And the train tunnels are actually built tall enough for the Endermen to fit in it. They won't fit into the mining tunnels and whatnot that I dig around here. So how exactly is this place looking? Did everything manage to regrow before I left? You know what I'm going to do before I check out, though? Before I leave for the day, I am going to hop down into the ink farm. And I'm going to load up my shulker box. Because I need additional black dye. Or black ink. Well, not black ink. Ink sacks. There we go. That's the word that I'm looking for. Load up on the ink sacks so that I can actually deposit some stuff back into the back into Crossroads once the time comes. That was not what I meant to do. There we go. Let's go ahead and stash the fish. Random side note, I half thought you might like playing Age of Mythology Retold. There's nothing stopping me from playing Age of Mythology Retold. I've gotten very busy trying to make videos on a regular pace again. I obviously blew through my deadline for this last weekend. I didn't get anything out. But, like, yeah, I have reason to want to go and play Age of Mythology Retold. I'm just trying to take some time for myself, basically, away from, like, a story or an endgame-driven experience. Like, the next game that we're going to be playing on the channel is, Paper Mario, Thousand Year Door. This is the next game that we have coming up to us. So, that's what I'm going to be streaming next. But, unfortunately, I can't just... The YouTube ecosystem in regards to, you know, making content there, it does not facilitate doing Let's Play content anymore because the market is so desperately saturated. So while I would love to just play through the story of Age of Mythology Retold for YouTube, I am not confident that that would work. I think that that would be like, oh, maybe I'll get 2,000 views for the first video, and then every sequential video will be like half, and you run into diminishing returns and whether or not that's worth your time and effort. It would be more effective for me to sit down and spend like the 20 hours playing. You talked about doing the battles, not the story. Yes. Like, it would make more sense for me to sit down and play 20 hours of story mode and then talk about the story mode. My big problem is that I still have a job. I don't have enough time to play through games and then talk about them in a timely manner, sadly. The only reason why YouTube was working out for me way back ages ago was primarily because, one, it was a lot less crowded whenever I got started. Two, I lived on YouTube. I didn't do anything else. I did not have a personal life. It was YouTube, full stop, making videos. I didn't care about anything else. And I just can't do that anymore because I like having my own... I like having time to myself. You know, I like doing things just for me, not for making content on YouTube. So I don't know that things can actually work when you want that out of life and YouTube is not willing to afford you that. But, you know, I'm trying. I'm seeing whether or not it can work. I'm not going to stop making videos for YouTube. I don't think I'll ever be able to truly stop. It's just a question of, like, if I'll ever actually, you know, make amazing numbers ever again. I'm not going to lie. If I got the opportunity to, like, do YouTube videos for a living, I would take it. I would absolutely take it. Don't know if it's possible to have happen again. Anyway, on that wondrous, totally not bummer note, it is time for me to stop for the day. So chat, you've been wonderful. You've been lovely. Thank you so much for coming along for the ride. Thank you so much for watching along as I've worked on my Minecraft server. Speaking of which, I should probably enter the command save-all. There we go. Saved the game. Close that up. So, chat. As a reminder, you have the opportunity going forward to squeeze brand new spicy picks out of me. So, whoops, that will be something that you can potentially plan for. Okay, because that's a community effort. For every $100 that the community as a whole gets 100 at me, there's going to be another picture, and there's probably going to be another 5 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5, maybe 6. Depends on how many I can pull out of this group, because like I said, I have about 90 pictures that turned out good from the photo session. So if you're interested in that, and you need to do planning or anything to try and make it happen, well, now you're aware of it. So thanks for watching, everybody. I will see you on Saturday for another game session. What I'll be playing, I don't know. And there's a really good chance you will see more of me and the team playing Vintage Story over the weekend as well. But until then, take care of yourselves. Stay happy. Stay healthy. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. And I will see you on Saturday. Catch you later.